we're here. We're going to be jumping into it. We're ready to go, even though, yes, it was, it's snappy. They want to try and get this one closed down. I'm sure for some of the teams, they'd rather forget how today's gone. Certainly, a few names jump to mind, but some will want to remember this. The Sauna Boys putting up quite the performance, Rich. That's definitely caught my attention. DA still in contention as well. Northern Lights still up there. Tornado Energy, perfectly fine today. Maybe not one of their highlight days. When we see them go off, they go hard, but still a good day nonetheless.
Indeed. I mean, a 21-point game is a 21-point game at one point, no matter which way you look at it. These boys have been in 16th so far today, and now they're up in 9th position. Like, that is just phenomenal work, and it shows every other team, to be fair, what simply one good game can do. I am intrigued to see if we get kind of anything more towards the western side, with it starting up towards the northeast. Ents are going to be happy. This is kind of home turf to for them, so to speak. It won't necessarily with Northern Lights up there as well. They'll definitely have a little bit of congestion here, there, and everywhere. So they'll have to be very aware of it. Look again though, more towards Sosnovka Island. Like, that is just chaotic. The
Bloody
bystanders in melee base. Thank you very much. Job done. Phase have adjusted ever so slightly, and it couldn't be more polar opposite. I mean, look at, potentially here, Batulans is just off scouting near Nova. He's like, no, boys, no one's here. You're all right. You're on your own. First bullet lands into Ira, and they turn him face. Vard has opted to get out the vehicles and maybe tackle this one head on, especially if he can bait Example into fighting him up close and personal. With health down, Vard up with a nade. He does have support from Ira. The Mosin's out. But can it find its target? That's the question. The nuclear warhead lands. Vard on point, bang on. Example dead to rights. Nothing he can do about this one, but they still have death from above, and it's something they very much have to be aware of. They're not out of the woods just yet. Taking one is a piece of the puzzle, but the rest of them could be out for revenge. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing in the distance, Lauren, Shift W. They're edging closer to this. They want to get involved in the action. This could spell disaster for TSM. 249 comes round the corner. Yes. It may have been nerfed ever so slightly, but certainly up close and personal, it's going to be a devastating weapon.
Quizzy continuing to push this, though, I'm going to put a question mark by it. I hope he's tradable. I'm assuming that Melman's position is going to keep them safe, but look at Kilyukai. He ain't far. Brexico's seen this. They've seen TSM first, so it looks like TSM is going to be in a bad spot pretty soon, wedged in between these two. Quizzy's gone and been found. Yeah, untradeable. I didn't like that positioning from Quizzy. Kilyukai can behead Miraku, but now everyone's going to scatter, scurry, run away. Iroh, run away! He's sticking around on this. He's 1 HP. This is rough from all sides. Shift W, though, using that high ground to perfection. Good needs to come through and going to keep everyone at this foot of the hill horrifically humbled. And there goes TSM, 16th place.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Certainly contact point when we're coming up that foothill side. Everyone else will just aim towards it, and when you've got people who are already above you, you're going to run towards the shots. It's as simple as that. You want to get involved in the action. I can see Pink Pony in the distance, and so does Melman. He's fallen victim to them, and they'll be the first one. Liquid is just idling below them down towards the south. Even Ents. You know what? Stuff it. Even Ents can get involved. Chris has overstayed his welcome, gone a bit too far. Should have stayed with the rest of the team, and by doing so, unfortunately, will fall victim. The Finns take an easy frag point. Braxco, nade down, damage done. Maybe they just keep going on this one, but they can't go too far. You can already see the tracer fire coming from the Pink Ponies. Does have some sort of an angle. Melman, once again, feels the full force of that. The SKS lets rip and puts him back on his ass. Molly in. Will it disperse them? Should be in the corner, and it should at least tickle them to put them in a very precarious predicament. They're both on fire, and they're both easy targets. Bye-bye, Tornado Energy.
Okay, Na'Vi's turn. Time to run to where they can. It looks like Orange is going right near the Sauna Boys now. Do they commit on this? Orange is in trouble. He might have to. I don't think he's got much more to run with. Tab on the other side. Misa could have done with some of these shots. Let's see if the Finns can withstand again. Na'Vi, the first to fall, would be Orange. And now more pile in, though. You can see Etiquette. Everyone can see everyone here. The kill feed is going to be absolutely grotesque. But Tab has found Misa. Let's stick on board with this fight because Nuki's coming in as well. It looks like Na'Vi, or at least the Tab, has claimed this area, but look how vulnerable he is. Even with that touch of cover that he now has, it's so minuscule. I'd love to go on board with WS right now, because if you've got the opportunity, you've got to push it. You get that knock, you press up. You can't let them keep that cover. They get the heal in, you're done for. So for now, it looks like Gustav will be back on his feet. 3, 2, 1. He should be back up. There it is. Here's off string though. Straight away heading in. Fuzzface has the cross, but Wanderer's nade's done well towards Gustav. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but we know that AT was low. Kemba's position is good and the nade's even better. This is good from WS. They saw the weakness and they're going to press that issue. Now the problem is, yes, you still have the one and only Ivan against you. This guy is an animal of all kinds, but he's surrounded on all fronts. There's not much more to be done here for him. I feel if he gets a good nade, maybe that could help. A quick kill would be perfect. There's the first, the nade gets the second. This is Uber at his finest, but there's so many eyes pouring towards him. There's nothing more to be done. 14th for FaZe. So let's look at who's in prime position here, Rich, because that circle has just adjusted.
Managed to get the tags and the knocks. The points will be there, and they need as many as they can. I mean, hell, coming into this 13th position and going down outside the top 10 again, this is just all forms of bad in the camp of FaZe at the moment.
Poor old Nookie just got absolutely blasted by a Scar. Not something I've said in a while, but, you know, we like a throwback. Not sure what Liquid can really do with this, as they're quite far back towards the, you know, further end of the circle. You've got the likes of Clib now moving up with Mexi, Jeems and Ibby kind of holding the extremities, and they're quite safe here. Now, if Northern Lights do go on a southern swing, that's where problems could occur, but we're not sure where Northern Lights want to go yet. Sitting in first place, I'm amazed they've been able to do so well, considering the Petulins wasn't with them, and now he's dead. Now he's dead. As, you know, they didn't have their IGL with them, which does actually pose a bigger problem, but I'll keep my eye on Clib for now. As Mexi did just get knocked, it looks like, so we're gonna see a little bit of trouble here. Clib, oh my god, that nade almost fell in his pocket. Bloody hell. Northern Lights, right, this is where they want to go. Do they pull up? Should be. This is a good place to pull up too. Tab is alone here. Now, yes, they're being watched, but they can find a touch of cover. Tab's gonna keep his head down in the bunker. All these nades, they're just pinging off the back of the wall. This is dangerous times.
Because they've got people above them. Like, they can't tuck themselves in too deep, because if you do, you're just going to expose yourself. If it's not from the player in the trenches, it's the one on the hillside. Who does have an AWM, so if you can make that bad boy sing, you're going to be laughing and maybe just relieve a little bit of pressure, but you do need to tackle the problem head on, which is the tab. T-Bone and Spyro fall simultaneously. Different teams, different fights, and it shows exactly what's going on across this map, with Omicron unfortunately getting pincer between two different rosters. They have to tackle ends first. It's not going too well. Tixu responds. Vascu does fall. And again, from Redline, behind, they've waited them out. Omicron went first, and Redline just says, you know what? We've been waiting here for so long. We'll come in and we'll clean this one up. This should lead us, essentially, into a fight up against Redline and ends.
Potentially, I'm looking at Tab. There is a chance he can 1v3 this. If they stay stuck in that corner, he could actually pull it off. Redline are moving in. Now pick whichever fight you prefer. Tab's nade didn't work out, and now he's getting nades back at him. He's left the, you know, the foot off the pedal for a little too long, and he can't quite keep them now cornered down. Molly comes in. Tab looks like he might be done for pretty soon. But over in the other camp, the Redline fight towards Ents is going quite well for Marv to begin with, at the very least. And now Tixu going to deal with Nail Up. You've got Diggory on the low ground, catch it down QBE, but it's Marv on the trade. Still so much more work ahead of them, though. Tixu making this hard work, difficult work. The smoke's creating almost a new bit of terrain here, a new bit of a layout. But the problem is that Marv is mopping up his teammates, and what can he do about it?
He catches them while they're on the resuscitation, which he does, and strikes with perfection. Tixu keeps the dream alive for Ends, and more importantly, keeps up the much-needed frags. Spyro. Okay. Still chilling on the hillside, but the rest of his teammates just on the opposing with... I don't know if you noticed as well, with Northern Lights earlier on, they took the vehicle before they actually rotated. They went to pick up the crate first, hence this is the reason that we're all geared up at this. But did Hugh just see him, or was he hitting the deck because he was low?
I don't know. I'm not sure which way that went down. Now, Jeems has got the higher angle now on the Sauna Boys. It looks like Liquid did rotate around. You saw earlier Clib trying to use the low ground to get close, and he might try it again. But Jeems' position should pay off pretty well. Nookie's going to be hard to clear out this corner unless they get nades in and everything else. But honestly, at this point for Liquid, you might need to be worrying about the bystanders. They still have the high ground on them. So keep in mind, this is from kind of east to west, high ground to low ground. And then the plateau where the pink ponies currently reside. So you're going to have a couple of weird fights, a couple of, you know, awkward scenarios. And this is lovely from Perfectix. That's what you want to be seeing. Northern Lights now pushing that lead a little bit higher here. DA staying quiet till endgame, it looks like.
Time to get loud and proud.
Spyro, bloody hell.
Well, you got 3 on here. I was hoping he was going to knock that one because he can actually focus on the 2 that are wrapping down low on him. That's something he definitely needs to be aware of. With Lou in the backup, that at least covers that. And with the blue there, they will at least bail on the scenario and the situation for now. Nuki still going strong onto Lou. That removes the level 3 and the big green machine from play. I think Ponies have been here for quite some time. Remember, they got in early. They've been shooting into various different teams. The question is there going to be enough ground to cover from here? The only problem that they will have if either of these fights actually end, they'll be held dead to rights basically until it all kind of comes to a head. And Team Liquid will wrap on this one. They'll hear this shot and understand what's going on.
Nice shots.
Is ridiculous.
He's having a big game right now. I don't know if that's going to be able to continue much further because Pink Pony's position now with that circle in combination is very tricky. They can follow the ridgeline around, but it opens up to Nuki and Jeems. So there is no easy option. But now we've got to look towards Shift W and DA. They have to move here. This is far more interesting. Ents shouldn't get a fight until they get right up towards the Pink Ponies. They find Paige and that's it. I want to look at DA's positioning in comparison to Shift W, as they're going to be in quite an interesting fight. Now, I'm not sure if bystanders have vision on it or how this goes down, but Tixu does need to run in. He can try and get close and be almost undiscovered. This would be the Northern Lights running that ridge line, but he's got to be careful to not expose themselves towards Nuki or Jeems.
We'll soon see. 4 times with the barrel in the hands of Spyro. I'm not a big fan of the 4 times up close and personal, but you know what? These players make that gun sing. Kill Your Kite finds all of DA lining up. 1, 2. Can you find the second? You absolutely can. Metrelius down low, but now you have to pick up the points. If he gets this 3rd and final one, I will be mind blown. Oh, he just waited too long.
Oh, that really sucks. Okay, Metrelius, you've got the entirety of Shift W coming your way. Not bad on the first. Tries to reset on the spray. Gonna try and cast Zocca his life. Oh, this is looking whiffy. It's looking a bit throwy, Rich. Oh, Zocca's feeling weird about it. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Awkward times. You can see the frustration on Metrelius' face. You can see it all over the place. They are not happy with how that went down, and I don't blame them. Shift W died for that. But bear in mind, DA got, I think, 1 point from this entire game. Not exactly a huge performance from kills from them. This could have been a bigger statement, potentially. As Northern Lights still alive, they can do far greater damage and maybe push that lead further.
Tixu's still holding to be a nuisance. Liquid gatekeeping bystanders. Don't want them to come much further than this. I think just sounds like a beast every single time it goes off. 1 clip in the leg should do it. Mexi finds the weakened player and York goes down. Instant confirmation off the back of that. Beam it, wrapping low, or at least attempting to get a different angle, different avenue of approach if you can. Maybe even get in front of Team Liquid, but they don't want to do that. They'll try and cut that off and stop them having any advancement into the circle. Clib just hits the world. Beamy gets his face demolished. Now it comes down to Flamey as the last bystander standing.
Oh, this is getting tough. What, 5 teams is it now? And the Pink Ponies have actually survived this, which is quite impressive. Now, whether or not they can leave, let's see who can do the damage. We do have Northern Lights still here. Liquid just got destroyed on the other side. Excuse me, destroyed bystanders. So that nade finding perfect placement. Let's look at how many are left here. So Team Liquid actually still have quite a few standing. Jeems is isolated, though. Don't forget that. He's a little out on his own, and it's for a good reason. The south side is being controlled by him. He still knows Nuki is in this goddamn building. He can't get him out. The blue will force Nuki to leave soon. This is why the nade is being ticked now. There goes the nade. Would love that to go through if it could. Ooh, Nuki. This boy is spicy today, but Spyro just found aim. So this is the Pink Ponies trying to leave this compound, and we've seen this being a problem. But Perfectix has gone down. Spyro's still alive, but doesn't stand. He's prone. Vest broken, helmet broken. Nothing left to fight with. Pink Ponies make it out. Now we're down to just... Is it just 2? It is. And as the Pink Ponies have made their position perfectly noted, aim... Desperately would like a revive, but I think that blue's going to catch him first. I don't know if this is the best of ideas here. No, it's not. It's a fumble. They could have maybe tried to change that, maybe go into a better position earlier, as Liquid now control the circle, Rich. They control 50% of this, and it's not even looking difficult for them right now. Mexi's going to get the first port of contact. There's the first tag from it, but there's a player closer by. Goya has been undiscovered so far. He could potentially find Mexi, and if he does, it's game on.
The second Liquid ended with bystanders that have started bolting it across the map to get into a better position to receive this fight. Goya does answer back, though. That's good. That's the start of building
time to
back
move up.
something that could be almost seen impossible. But if you stay your ground, people will come behind. They will take full advantage of this. Klib is just ripping them a new one at this point. Gurya has to sit down and hold to see if he can get him. He somehow does. But all of a sudden, the response is there. 9 kills come out from Team Liquid. And that is how you round out the day. A 19-point game. Team Liquid today have been looking absolutely dominant.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, no die from last y'all. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud 9 and this 9 is never on vacation. Start up that mind.